guys? We're live with another Discord League Season 6 Cup play-in round match. This one is Togashi Komhl versus IdeLeenath. I believe IdeLeenath is our last Unicorn challenger in the Discord Cup this season. Unicorn, being an underpowered clan at this point in time, does not have a great record in the Cup. That being said, this is the worst turn 1 flop in Discord Cup history, I'd be willing to say. We've got a good flop for IdeLeenath. He's seen Satoshi, Infantry, Giver of Gifts, and Mia Mystic against just a Mia Mystic and 3 holdings for Komhl. So IdeLeenath uses Satoshi to find a Satoshi dupe, which is good since those 2 secluded temples are going to strip 2 Fate from that Satoshi at the beginning of the conflict phase. Komhl with the second player start and the first pass does have 9 Fate going into next round. IdeLeenath has to be a little bit careful about the conflict characters that could come out from hand from Komhl, with Feast or Famine and Restoration of Balance in the province row. So Komhl is on the standard province lineup of Restoration of Balance, Feast or Famine, Manicured Gardens, Shameful Display, Rally. IdeLeenath is on Before the Throne, Public Forum, Meditations, Shameful, and Rally. IdeLeenath is running a Crab Splash. Komhl is running a Lion Splash for Ready for Battle and Vengeful Oathkeepers. So very likely that Komhl has conflict characters here. IdeLeenath has to tread carefully. So IdeLeenath passes his first conflict even on an open board, respecting the Dragon provinces and the possibility of conflict characters. Komhl Okay, so second conflict, IdeLeenath going in military with an Earth Ring, hitting Restoration of Balance after drawing a card. So he will end up at 4 cards, discarding Reprieve, Cav Reserves, and Policy Debate. We do see that Komhl is running Miyamoto's Fury as his restricted list card. IdeLeenath is running Policy Debate. So yeah, after that double secluded shrine and basically no effort, no offensive progress from IdeLeenath on round 1, I do believe that Komhl is very far ahead in this game. The Void Ring resolved here by Komhl will put him in a good position for next round. It won't even matter at all that this first round flop was a bit garbage. Interesting that we see the lion or the dragon go in here on political. He does get the fan on that Oathkeeper to break. Not sure what Leenath could have done in a military conflict on Zero Fate that would have caused Komhl to not want to go in on it. It could just be that he had no military buffs in hand and wanted to get a break. So yeah, going into round 2, even though he had no characters to play on the first round, Dragon is up a half break and up on board and up on Fate. Those double secluded shrines actually doing a lot of work for Komhl. Now we can play out an E10 Master, possibly also Raitsugu, and really start controlling this match. Komhl opting to play Raitsugu first. Leenath doesn't really have a lot of great options to play this turn. His discard pile is not really loaded up yet, if he does have a second Cav reserves in hand already. I think we'll see another political poke here. It's not going to be Water Ring. Interesting that he goes for Void again. Clearing out these low-cost characters is it is valuable, but not necessarily the most important thing to do. So this is 5 skill with the Stronghold. Pretty hard for Leenath to hold, unless he commits everything. So both players are on 2 Assassination. Komhl is running 2 Censures as well, 2 Bonsai, 2 Court Games. As well as, a relatively small number of attachments thanks to the 10 conflict characters. Alright, so we see a Court Games to Dishonor, but that is not enough to prevent the break, as Oathkeeper has no glory. Leenath pretty clearly signaling that he thinks he's going to win this game by Dishonor, which I believe is what his deck is built around, pressuring Honor, thanks to the Crab Splash. He does have 2 Watch Commanders. I think we will see a duel here. Let's see if we put any pumps on this Raitsugu before we trigger it. So I think this game so far has really been defined quite a lot by the fact that Komhl was able to actually take tempo with a first turn where he had no characters to play and clear Leenath's board with nothing really lost along the way. So at this point, Dragon has a commanding lead in this game. The only thing they have to worry about is their honor total. Second Miyamoto's Fury here is a big deal. Turns off the unopposed and the honor loss from the air ring, and the Wanderer comes down here. which is just going to tie up the conflict. We see the Watch Commander come down on the Utaku infantry. And IdeLeenath does win the air ring, but doesn't get the unopposed. So Raitsuga is going to come in here and very likely pick up a break. So Earth seems good here, Fire seems not bad. IdeLeenath is not on Endless, I don't think. IdeLeenath is on Rally to the Cause instead. Running Before the Throne, Meditations, Shameful Rally are the provinces that remain. Okay, so we're gonna see the Talisman of the Sun move this conflict to Meditations probably, if it is not let go. It's an interesting choice. You'd think you'd be okay with Before the Throne being broken. You see a let go on the Talisman. So Komhl down to 3 honor. That is the one thing he has to worry about in this board state. Komhl will keep the favor as it stands. Komhl's going down to 2 on board with that Oathkeeper. With IdeLeenath taking first player. If he gets a lot of pressure tools for his first player turn, he could actually get something done. That Watch Commander will prevent Komhl from playing the Third Fury or some other powerful event in IdeLeenath's first conflict if that infantry is in there. So IdeLeenath's remaining provinces are Meditations and Shameful. Both are pretty good. IdeLeenath sees the Border Rider with Assassination off from Komhl, which is good. Moto Youth also good here. A lot of efficient quality characters here. The Giver of Gifts would have been good to pass that Watch Commander around, but we see that Ida Trader bought instead. And it looks like Mia Mystic is going to take care of that Watch Commander anyway. So I don't think that IdeLeenath can win the air ring here, but surely he's going to want to deny it from Komhl this round. He does have to worry about losing the game to Conquest this round, but if Shameful Display goes off, it'll be very good for IdeLeenath, and if he does somehow claim the air ring, it would also be very good for him. But I don't see how he gets there. So these two characters coming in with 6 skill, contesting that air ring as I predicted. Alright, we see Mia Mystic to sacrifice, to discard the Watch Commander. Raitsugu could have just killed the infantry with the duel, but this makes that cheaper. The duel probably would not have worked if Leenath bid for it, but that would have relieved the pressure on his honor, and that's the only way Leenath is winning. I think that Mia Mystic could have stuck around for later in the round. I think killing the infantry after the Watch Commander is already gone is less important. Alright, we see the fate taken off of the Moto youth, sort of planning for the future, but I don't know how much of a future this game has. A lot is riding on what this province hit is from Komhl, although he won't lose this round as it stands. And he hits the meditations instead of the shameful anyway. This is very tough for Leenath. Although I will say, the master is not coming along, so maybe Komhl does not have a lot of stands in hand. So Komhl's at 2, you can go up to 4 with the initiate's ability. He does go up to 4, he's still looking for one more skill to break. And for shame used on the initiate, bring it back down to 2. If there's no break here, Leenath can't lose this round. But I think he's in trouble if Komhl gets to resolve the air ring next round. Okay, this is very powerful play. This Unleashed will honor the Ni-10 Master. Or it was his only way to actually pressure the break this round, re-honoring the Togashi Initiate. Okay, Baby Bonsai. You know, using that Kami Unleashed in that fashion is a very expensive way to get that extra 2 skill, although the Initiate leaving play at the end of the round will give him an honor trickle. So the Skirmisher comes down, that's not enough to stop the break. Second Skirmisher comes down. So with Komhl doing some janky plays to get buffs, maybe Leenath thinks this very expensive defense will work, but it doesn't. Komhl does in fact have another Wanderer. Weird plays from both sides, sort of indicating a lack of good options. Leenath has 1 card left, and I think this is going to be a break on Golden Plains Outpost without any cards committed because it is a +0. The only way to force card commitment is basically to play court games here. And that's it. So, rest in peace to Unicorn in the Season 6 Cup. It was a promising first round at the beginning of it, but nothing really became of it thanks to Komhl having his Furies ready to go. 2 early Furies is very strong in all matchups. It's just a good thing that not every deck can run it anymore. So Komhl will advance to round of 64 to match up against Joe from Cincinnati. Good crab player, I think the #1 ranked currently. And Leenath will go back to the groups to 5-2 another day. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back some point with further Season 6 Cup matches. And thanks to our sponsors for the Discord League, Burger Tokens, and Luxury Playstyle.